Hello fellow rangers, welcome back to another video. It is the last video of our Folland Gnat build. Essentially, as if you've watched any of my model builds before in the past, we will go through the history of the actual type, pretty much the service history of the Folland Gnat, and then we'll move on to the actual history of our Folland Gnat XS100. I have actually managed to find some photos of this, and I have gotten permission to use those photos for this video. So let's go on and get on with the history of the Gnat, and then our history of XS100. And also, I think, don't want to toot my own trumpet, but I think it's looking pretty good.
The Folland Gnat is a British compact swept-wing subsonic fighter aircraft that was developed and produced by Folland Aircraft. Envisioned as an affordable light fighter in contrast to the rising cost and size of typical combat aircraft, it was procured as a trainer aircraft for the Royal Air Force, RAF, as well as by export customers, who used the Gnat in both combat and training capacities. Designed by W.E.W. Petter, the Gnat has its origins in the preceding private venture Folland MiG. The issuing of Operational Requirement or .303 by the British Air Ministry served to motivate the type's development. The Gnat was later submitted to meet this requirement. Its design allowed for its construction and maintenance tasks to be carried out without specialized tools, making it suitable for use in countries that had not yet become highly industrialized. The Gnat has been viewed as a major motivating factor towards the issuing of the NATO NBMR-1 requirement, which sought to make available a common strike forward/attack light fighter with which to equip the air forces of the various NATO members. Although never used as a fighter by the Royal Air Force, RAF, the Gnat T.1 jet trainer variant was adopted and operated for some time. In the United Kingdom, the Gnat became well known due to its prominent use as the display aircraft of the RAF's Red Arrows aerobatic team. The Gnat F.1 was exported to Finland, Yugoslavia and India. The Indian Air Force became the largest operator and eventually manufactured the aircraft under license. Impressed by its performance during combat, India proceeded to develop the improved HAL Ajit, a modified variant of the Gnat. In British service, the Gnat was replaced by the Hawker Siddeley Hawk. Time for XS100. XS100 made her first flight in August 1964 and was delivered to the RAF a month later. After retirement, she was transferred to No. 1 School of Technical Training based at Halton in 1977 and gained the maintenance number 8561M. She was then sold to Everett in 1995 before moving on to Source Aviation Limited in Herne, 1996. It was around this time that the cockpit section was detached from the fuselage and moved to Wimbledon for display. The majority of XS100 was then stored in an outbuilding at Fairfield, and sadly not in very good condition at all. The wings were propped up against the outside of the building, and becoming at one with nature where they went very green. She was then sold to the Gnat display team and moved to North Weald, where she was heavily stripped and is now dumped out of sight in 3 sections. The wings are seen sat on top of an ISO container, the fuselage in a cradle with the rear end propped up against her main fuselage. At least she is now of some use to help keep Gnats in the air for all to enjoy.
Well, that's it for now, fellow Rangers. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please consider putting a like on the video, and if it is your first video with me, please consider subscribing to the channel. Well, as that's a big massive help to the channel goal for hopefully to hit 500 subscribers. We're not too far from it now. At currently recording it, it is at 468. So we're getting there. But pretty much, as I found that is a very interesting tale of our aircraft. I always like be able to find out the history of particular aircraft, not just the make, the type, essentially, I should say, but out of our Pacific aircraft, like the XS-100. So it's amazing when you can find that sort of thing. So till the next time, my fellow Rangers, I hope you all take care, and this is the Lone Ranger signing out.